It's been an interesting few weeks. We have been the victim of vehicular manslaughter by a man who will be competing alongside us in a handicap match for the WWE Championship. Things are nothing short of bizarre, and it's only going to continue.
Raw, SmackDown, and ECW welcome you to Survivor Series. When our champ's got his work cut out for him tonight, a triple threat match between all three of WWE's champions. The titles are all on the line. I hope our champion knows what he's getting into tonight. It's the biggest main event in WWE history, and it's live on pay-per-view. He's the best that SmackDown has to offer, and he gave our champion a run for his money a couple of weeks ago.
And I'm sure he studied the tapes of that match over and over. I hope our champion did the same thing.
The ECW champion is one of the most powerful, most dangerous superstars to ever set foot in a WWE ring.
And I might not have any respect for ECW, but you've got to respect this man's power and ability.
This is the biggest match of the champion's career. All three championships are on the line. Whoever loses the match loses his title to the superstar who beats him.
And it's not enough for him just to not lose the championship tonight. The Raw fans want him to take someone's title home with him.
So we've got Lashley on our side in this championship match, 2-on-1. I've never had that happen before, but you know, it's probably not the worst thing in the world because my leg hurts, man. This broken leg is still hampering us. And I'll tell you what, Batista never had a chance. Easiest championship match of my life. Bobby Lashley and I do work and take care of business. Batista found himself at the brunt of some serious punishment, taking not only a Dominator, but a Carlito Confronts as well as we pick up that dubski and take that World Heavyweight Championship from Batista.
He did it! He did it! Raw reigns supreme here at Survivor Series.
He put SmackDown in its place, that's for sure. And he's walking out with their championship.
And managed to retain his own championship at the same time.
You'd have to go to Fort Knox to see that much gold in one place, JR.
What a historic night for Raw and its fans.
We always knew we were the best, and there's the proof right there.
Absolutely amazing performance.
What a shot. Carlito holding the World Heavyweight Championship, and you can't see it, but he'd also be holding the WWE Championship. We are the champion of champions. World Heavyweight title goes to Raw. This man is in shock. It was a monumental ending to one of the most historic matches in WWE history, as WWE Champion Carlito wins the World Heavyweight Championship at Survivor Series. By defeating Batista in the triple threat match, it was actually a handicap match, Carlito proved himself to be the champion of champions. The reward of the World Heavyweight Championship is a large prize indeed. Bobby Lashley was the third champion involved in the match. Everything was on the line, says the new World Heavyweight Champion, but when the pressure's on, I'm at my best. I showed that I'm the man, and that Raw is the best brand in sports entertainment. Carlito is, in fact, the man.
Nice work, champ. Man, that went perfectly. I knew you were the right guy for the job. I'm keeping you in mind for similar situations in the future. Stick with me.
So we have got Shane O'Mac on our side, and we've also received a $1 bonus, stacking bags. We are faced with a decision to make. Are we going to stay on Raw as WWE Champion, or are we going to go defend our championship, our newly won World Heavyweight Championship over on SmackDown? Best believe we're staying here on Raw. We ain't losing that WWE title. And we are quickly going to wash our hands clean with Survivor Series and move on to the next angle. We still are messing with ECW.
Hey, champ. How come you haven't returned any of my calls since Survivor Series? I know that there's some heat and, some tension between us, but business is business, and I hate leaving money on the table. But if that's the way you want it...
GM in search of #1 contender. Looking forward to New Year's Revolution, Raw GM Jonathan Coachman has been busy considering who should challenge Carlito for his WWE Championship. This roster is loaded, Coachman said. I want to make the right decision. One superstar not shy about promoting himself as championship material is Edge. Decision? What kind of decision does he need to make? I don't understand how it could be anyone but me, says Edge. I've been to the top before and I've done everything I need to do to be there again. You name him, I've beaten him. This is my food, this is my air. I need that title to survive. Coachman, however, is not as certain. In order to evaluate the top contenders, I'm making a tag team match. It'll be Carlito and Johnny Nitro versus Edge and Chris Masters on Raw. Edge will have his chance to impress me then.
You're so lucky you've got a partner to blame for the match you're about to lose. Not only am I going to prove that I should be the #1 contender, I'm going to prove that I should be wearing championship gold again, not you.
We got Edge coming after the WWE title, but we ain't scared of nobody.
Survivor Series has come and gone, and now we're on our way to New Year's Revolution. This is Jim Ross, here with my Hall of Fame partner, Jerry the King Lawler at ringside, and we welcome you to Monday Night Raw.
And how about that tag team match tonight, JR? The champ versus the #1 contender.
He's not the #1 contender yet, King, but he's determined to prove himself here tonight.
And I'll bet my crown that's exactly what he's going to do.
Both of these men have ambitions of being the #1 contender for a championship opportunity at New Year's Revolution.
They're both great candidates, JR. Matter of fact, I think either one of them would be a step up from who we've got now.
The champion and his tag team partner have a look of determination about them tonight.
I'd hate to be the champ's partner. If you help him win the match, he'll take the credit. But if he loses, he'll blame you.
We find ourselves in another multi-man match. Whoever is the partner of Carlito is getting himself a nice easy paycheck because we are on a roll. Johnny Nitro and I show some level of chemistry and cooperation. Edge and Chris Masters don't work together very well, however, they do in unison collect this smoke from Johnny Nitro and myself. We pick up that victory and move on.
For a couple of superstars who got a chance to face the champion, they're leaving in a pretty foul move.
They both wanted to face the champ one-on-one, not in a tag team match.
Well, those kinds of opportunities aren't just handed out.
You're telling me that neither one of these guys deserves a shot at the champ?
They're both potential contenders, that's for sure. But I think they got to prove themselves a bit more first.
Superstars of their caliber shouldn't have to jump through hoops like this.
Hey there! I asked my brother Shane for your number because I know you came through for him in a big way last month. I've got something similar planned for this month, if, you're interested.
Dabbling back into this McMahon business, I can only imagine what she wants. On a positive note, it seems we have just gotten past our broken leg. We can now step forward without a limp. Good stuff. Our gait will go back to normal. And we are sitting cozy at that #1 spot in the power rankings. Contender race heats up. If it's not one thing holding me back, it's another. I don't know why I get saddled with this dead weight like this. Is this some kind of joke? Edge, as usual, is unhappy. I want to get out there and show everyone I'm the best, and what happens? They make me tag up with some mongoloid who manages to trip us up, and we lose. No. He lost. My partner held me back, and the so-called champ hid behind his. I demand justice. Raw GM Jonathan Coachman, however, still has not decided who will challenge Carlito for the WWE title at New Year's Revolution. If Edge is so convinced the other superstars influenced his performance, he'll be pleased to know that I plan to evaluate him, Masters, Nitro, and Carlito individually when they compete in a fatal 4-way match. This article had nothing to do with Tommy Dreamer. I really wonder why he was the poster boy for it.
We're just over 1 month away from New Year's Revolution. And a big old boomer sooner, everybody. Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler joining you at ringside as the search for a #1 contender continues.
Yeah, and tonight, the champ doesn't have a partner to hide behind.
I don't think he's ever hid from anyone in his life. But you're right. This is a fatal 4-way match.
Any one of these guys could give him a run for his money, but all three of them? Forget it.
He was the champion's partner last week.
It is worth noting that we would show you Chris Masters' entrance, but it is heavily protected by copyright.
Of all the superstars in this matchup, I think this man might represent the greatest threat to our champion.
He's worn the gold before, JR, and after New Year's Revolution, I think he'll be wearing it again.
Let me tell you something, folks. The champion's got all he can say grace over here tonight. 3 opponents, and all of them gunning for his championship.
And if he's a real champion, he'll find a way to win this match. If he doesn't, he's nothing but a fraud.
Big old fatal 4-way here. I don't know why the champion is involved when it very clearly should be a #1 contenders match of some sort. Edge is trying to prove a point. Johnny Nitro just picked up a big dubski alongside the champion in a tag team match. This match was all over the place. Johnny Nitro had some nice spots. Edge had his moments. Chris Masters really needed some help. He didn't do a whole lot. But the champion, Carlito, was able to take care of business and hand all 3 of these boys an L.
There goes a very unhappy superstar.
What do you expect? He knows knows this match didn't prove anything.
What on earth are you talking about, King?
Think about it. There were 4 superstars in the match. What does that prove?
This was just an evaluation of potential contenders, King. If he expected more from it, he obviously wasn't paying attention.
Just an evaluation? Just more hoops to jump through, you mean?
McMahon Dreamer Mutual Admiration Society. With Survivor Series now in the history books, WWE.com caught up with Vince McMahon to get his thoughts on the latest installment of the annual event and the fallout that resulted. I initially expected to see some great things from the Raw brand during the pay-per-view, Mr. McMahon said. Frankly, while they delivered a compelling performance, I was nonetheless more excited and impressed, and my eyes opened by a brand I had not thought capable of such greatness. No, not SmackDown. ECW. Upon learning of Mr. McMahon's opinion, Tommy Dreamer responded praising his brash boss. When a genius like Mr. McMahon praises you, it means more than you ever think it will. He's a smart guy, really top shelf, you know? A brilliant businessman, and wise beyond his years too. I can't say enough good things about him. Tommy Dreamer's got quite the brown nose there. Message from Coach. Just a heads up, Edge wouldn't shut up, so I gave in. Sort of. After the tantrums he's been throwing about getting a title match with you, I compromised and told him that he'd compete with you this week in a #1 contender match with you, mano a mano. If he beats you, then he gets a title shot at New Year's Revolution. His fate is in your hands, champ. Stay strong.
I know you worked with my brother Shane last month, and I hope you'll do the same for me this month. My dad still hasn't learned his lesson, and if he's throwing his weight behind ECW, then that's your next target.
Mr. McMahon just absolutely grilling us here. Want to know a secret? The reason ECW impresses me so much is because guys like you impress me so little. You've got so little to offer me, no depth at all. I've had bets with my son about you in the past, and now I get to show you the true value of $1. Because that's going to be your salary until New Year's Revolution. Don't spend it all at once, champ. Mr. McMahon might try to keep us down, but the power rankings gonna keep us up.
We're less than 1 month away from New Year's Revolution. This is good old JR alongside the Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler at ringside. And we've got a #1 contender match for you tonight.
That's right. Tonight, the future champion goes one-on-one with the current champ.
You might be putting the cart before the horse, Your Royal Highness. The champ's no pushover.
Yeah, well, neither is his opponent. This is going to be a heck of a fight.
He's a former champion, and he hopes to reclaim the title at New Year's Revolution.
Yeah, and lucky for the champ, this is a non-title match.
And here comes the champion. Remember, this is a non-title match. The championship is not on the line.
Yeah, not tonight. But if he loses tonight, the rematch is at New Year's Revolution, and it'll be for the championship.
We found ourselves going one-on-one with the true rated R superstar, not Randy Orton, but Adam Copeland. Yes, Edge, absolutely. Edge has been clamoring for this one-on-one match to get his shot at the #1 contendership, but you know what? Carlito is hard to beat in a singles competition. We hit him with that Carlito Cushion, but Edge pulled it out of his bag. He kicked out. We kept hitting him with some offense. We kept going at him. We hit him with another Carlito Cushion, and then we hit him for that 1, 2, 3, and shattered his hopes for New Year's Revolution.
The ringside area in a foul mood.
Have you ever seen him in anything but a foul mood?
Well, occasionally he's a little smug, but he's got good reason to be upset. He just lost his championship opportunity.
And I'm sure the champ is glad he's not the #1 contender.
I don't know about that. After that performance, I think the champ would be happy to have a rematch.
It could have gone either way, and I don't think the champ would have got lucky twice.
I've got a special announcement for WWE fans worldwide. Now, you know I'm not one to toot my own horn, but thanks to the effusive praise of ECW's representative, I've decided to give myself and WWE fans an early Christmas present this year and induct myself into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Damn. I never thought I'd see ECW join Vince McMahon's special club on live TV.
Say the word, Mr. McMahon, and this chump is no more.
Man, I think you put your head way too far up a certain butt. Go ahead, send your boys. I need the warm-up.
I absolutely love my attitude here, just coming in guns blazing. Coach doesn't like it, but Stephanie does.
Wow, you really stole my dad's thunder. I'm impressed. But watch out. You've gotten on the wrong side of two of the most powerful figures in sports entertainment, and they're not gonna let that slide.
I don't care what's going on between you and Mr. McMahon. You disrespected ECW, and you're gonna pay for that. This week, I'm coming to your house, and I'm gonna teach you the meaning of extreme.
Less than 3 weeks remain until New Year's Revolution. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler at ringside. And did you see how the champion disrespected Mr. McMahon and ECW?
I've got no problem with him talking trash to ECW, but insulting the chairman, that's career suicide.
And ECW has vowed retribution on the champion here tonight.
If I were the champ, I'd be more worried about what Mr. McMahon's got in store for me.
And here comes young CM Punk, a superstar who's been making quite a name for himself in ECW.
Yeah, and that name is Punk, which is exactly what he is. I hope the champ wipes the canvas with this kid.
With only a couple of weeks between now and New Year's Revolution, you think that the champion would be much more focused on his championship match, not ECW.
I don't want to come off sounding like some sort of wacko conspiracy theorist, but I smell a setup, JR.
CM Punk, if you remember earlier on in this series, we actually injured CM Punk rather severely, and we just about do the same here in another hardcore match. Fun fact, this match was a 5-star bout in the game, but Carlito takes care of business and sends CM Punk on his way.
He thinks he deserves.
What? Was he expecting that the Raw fans were going to show him any respect?
That's pretty unlikely considering he's an ECW superstar.
Not to mention a snot-nosed little punk.
And I don't have a peaceful, easy feeling that this is the last we've seen of ECW.
Big victory over the straight-edge superstar. We've got another article, Champ Dreamer continue verbal spar. Following a forced cross-brand match between ECW extremist CM Punk, Carlito spoke out regarding the match and circumstances that caused it. I don't really regret saying anything, Carlito said. I regret anyone hearing it, if anything. I've heard a million times, don't cross the boss, but now it's this whole big deal for some reason. Still, in the end, who won? I did. I hope any doubters out there will recognize that I've once again proven myself to be a legitimate Raw champion, and I hope CM Punk enjoys his time back on ECW. Longtime ECW loyalist Tommy Dreamer was quick to offer his own opinion. That was nothing. If he really wants to prove himself, he needs to come take a walk on the wild side and prove it at ECW's pay-per-view, December to Dismember. Regardless of the errors in these articles, we are going to take ourselves over to December to Dismember, and we are going to do that in the next episode. Thank you so much for everybody for watching. If you're not caught up with this series, check out the playlist, get caught up, and see what Carlito's been up to. Otherwise, we'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Later.